Hi everyone, Doug here. Welcome to yet another board game channel and yet another turn of Arkham Horror as we try to prevent Ithaqua from breaking through into the real world. I'm assuming I didn't make any large mistakes last turn because nobody has pointed anything out. Yay! Was one, of course, one small error that I did point out in the video itself with the notation. We'll just go over that during the upkeep. We made a mistake with Michael, and we'll fix it when we look at him. And yeah, we will get straight into the upkeep phase with our new lead investigator, Carolyn. Alright, here is Carolyn. Not going to bother making any changes to her. Stats are okay as is. I'm thinking of maybe sending her over to the Curiosity Shop to have a look at unique items, as she has the most money out of everybody. Although that could change depending on how the bank loan goes. We will see. The problem is, at a maximum 3 speed, it's going to take her ages to get anywhere. But that's what we have, so we will soldier on. Alright, so the only thing we will be doing for the upkeep is checking for a bank loan. We're going to roll on a 1, 2, or 3. We have to pay back $1. Ah, we got a 1. Okay, now she's down to $6. Well, we'll see what happens with her money in future. Now, over to Michael McGuinn. Okay, Michael, we are also going to make no changes to, except fixing last turn, when he took a sanity in relay, stamina damage in relay. I forgot about his strong body. Michael reduces all stamina losses he suffers by 1 to a minimum of 0, so he actually gets that 1 point back. He's still at full stamina of 7. Yes, we're just going to leave his stats as is. He's moving his way through relay. So yeah, it's hard to know what stats he's going to need coming up. Alright, on to Skids. Okay, for Skids' upkeep, we are going to refresh his map of Arkham. And we're going to use his 2 focus to actually shift his fight over to 5, as he does have 5 clue tokens. I think I'm going to send him to the Unvisited Isle to fight a cultist and go through a portal and see if he can seal a gate for us. Don't want him to pick up clues right now, because if he did, we would have less than 3 clues on the board and he would automatically fail his story. So clue collecting is going to wait a few turns for Skids. We'll see what happens. Finally, we will be moving on to Zoe for her upkeep. Alright, Zoe. Again, we're not going to make any changes to the sliders. She's at a nice big 4 will, which hopefully will let her close the gate, or seal the gate this turn. One thing we will do is exhaust her healing stone to gain 1 stamina or 1 sanity, and we will get her back that 1 sanity that she lost last turn. So that's great. Everybody is actually at full sanity and stamina so far, which is amazing. Alright, that's it for upkeep. Now on to everybody's movement. Alright, first Carolyn. As I said, at 3 speed, it's really hard to get her anywhere on this end of town because we don't want to end our turns in the streets, because we'll take a stamina hit from the icy winds that Ithaqua is causing across town. So she's going to move 3, so it's going to be 1, 2, And I think we will send her to Arkham again. See what transpires with her there. Maybe when Zoe comes through this gate, we might be able to meet up and do a little bit of trading, because Zoe wants to kill the monsters and Carolyn has an awful lot of weapons on her. So yeah, we might do that next turn. Alright, next up moving is Michael McGlenn. Alright, Michael, very short bit of movement is the next space of relay. And we will move right on to Skids. Alright, we've got Skids over here in the witch house. What we're going to do is, again, on the movement phase, we will exhaust his map of Arkham to give him an extra move. So we can go 1, 2, 3, and 4. He will end his movement there and have to fight the cultist. Now, the cultist, nicely, doesn't have to do a sanity check, which is good because we put his will down to 0. But we will be doing a fight. Yeah, a combat check with +1 dice. His fight is at 5. And if we look, in his hands, he has... Well, he's got the rifle, which will give him +5. Now, we need to do 3 damage to it. The cultists, Ithaqua's cultists, have an extra 2 toughness, so we actually want to do 3 damage, but we're rolling 10 dice. And if necessary, Skids is a marksman and can exhaust his marksman ability to re-roll the combat check if we do manage to not do it. But we've already got 2, so just keep in mind we only need 1 more success. Pick that up in a moment. And yes, we got another 2 successes. So yeah, he takes out the cultist, which lowers our monster count by 1. Yay. He takes the cultist as a trophy, and that means at the end of his movement he gets pulled through the gate to the Great Hall of Celiano, which I believe is in shot right up there, and maybe he'll be able to seal that in a couple of turns. Fingers crossed. Okay, that leaves us with Zoe's movement. Alright, Zoe is in the second half of another dimension, so we will move out of that dimension and over to Independence Square, where we will add an explored token onto the gate, which means we're going to get to try to seal it. So yeah, now on to the Arkham encounter phase. And we will be moving down just a little bit to see what happens to Carolyn. Alright, Carolyn has returned to Arkham Asylum. Gonna hang out, do a little investigating there, and see what she encounters. Oop, get that to focus. There we go. In the doctor's study, you find a book of helpful notes gathered from inmate interviews. Make a lore no modifier check and consult the following chart. Her lore is 3. She is still blessed. Oh, that's right. During upkeep, we didn't have to roll for her blessing because it was her first turn with the blessing. And we got a single success, which means you find several pieces of useful information. Gain 2 clue tokens. Yes. Hooray for clue tokens. Okay, that gives her 6, so we can send Carolyn off to try to do some gate sealing as well. This is going kind of well. Wonder if I should start worrying. All right. Michael and Skids are both elsewhere. They're in other worlds. So we will move around to Zoe. Okay, right next door to Carolyn, we have Zoe trying to close the gate to another dimension. 0 modifier. She'll be doing this with her will, which is 4. Just need to get 1 success. There we go. We did it. Yay. So Zoe gets to collect that gate trophy, and because it is a square, all these square monsters disappear from our board. Only 2 of them disappear, but that's okay, because they're both those really horrible Loigors. So we now have room for 4 more monsters before we hit the limit. And these guys go back in the bag and hopefully fall to the very bottom. Never to come back. Also, we will, not the Doom token side, but the Elder Sign side, we will seal Independence Square. That's 1 down, 5 to go. So he stays there. Alright, now we get to see what happens to our other 2 investigators in the other worlds. First up is Michael in Relay. We need a red or a yellow gate card, yellow on top, in Great Race, the Dreamlands, and other. The unending blackness terrifies you. Pass a will -1 check, or lose 1 sanity and 1 stamina from fear and exhaustion. Alright, his will is currently 3. And he gets, we do get a success, so he prevents that damage. Alright, go to Michael. Now we'll see what happens to Skids at the Great Hall of Celiano. Alright, for the Great Hall we need a blue or a green card. I'll pick the blue right away. Not the Dreamlands or the Abyss. Other, pass a luck -1 check to discover a cache of ancient papers containing valuable information about the mythos. Okay, so his luck is 1. So, yeah, that is an automatic fail, but I don't think anything bad happens. Would have been nice because he could have potentially gained clues, which would have gone towards his personal story. But that's fine. I don't want to risk spending a clue because he'll then have less than 5 clues to seal the gate. So that'll just have to wait. Alright, that's everybody's encounters down. That leaves, of course, just the dreaded mythos phase. Okay, here we go. What do we get? A headline, Vigilante guards the night. Get a gate at the unnameable. We have a gate there, so that means monster surge. Yeah. Okay, we have 3 gates and 4 investigators, so we're going to be putting out 4 monsters because that is higher. So I think the first one should probably go to the unnameable because it is where the monster surge is actually coming from. So we get, oh good, a cultist. Yay for cultists. second one, we'll put this at the graveyard. We got a warlock. Let's do the Unvisited Isle. A dimensional shambler. And our fourth and final one, we're supposed to try to even it out as much as possible, so we'll say, let's say the Unvisited Isle or Graveyard. Who's going to come out stronger? Let's say, yeah, let's put it in the Graveyard. I think Michael's got a better chance of surviving a couple of monsters than Skids does. That brings us to our monster limit, not past. So we're still okay. At least we don't put a doom token on because there was no gate. A clue appears at the woods. Oh, there's 3 clues in the woods. Kind of want those spread out more, though, for Skids' sake. And then we have monster movement. Under white, we have just circles. That is going to be the Nigu. Gonna go join the other one in the sky. The other one stays in the sky because there's nobody in the streets for them to go after. I believe, yes, the Warlock is a circle. What does yellow mean? Oh, they don't move. Stationary. Warlock stays put. Then all squares and diamonds move on to black. Oh, that means the Shambler moves out. And actually so does the Elder Thing, so it didn't really matter where I placed them. They would have ended up... yeah, would have ended up in the streets anyhow. Alright, as for our headline, Vigilante guards the night. All monsters in the downtown streets or locations are returned to the cup. That would be none. Darn. Could have gotten rid of some monsters for free. Oh well, that didn't happen. Oh, and our previous headline goes away. The blue flu has passed. And people can be arrested again if it comes to that. Alright, we sealed the gate. Nobody got hurt. We're actually doing not too badly. I mean, you know, we're still war of attrition, but it always is. So we'll see what happens next turn. Hope you join me then. Thanks very much, everybody, for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel and liking the videos both on YouTube and Board Game Geek. It's very much appreciated. And I will see you next time for yet another turn of Arkham Horror. So long.